In the eye of the storm, you remain in control.
This is Eye of the Storm. This is going to be in the key of A. It's a real simple way to chord along to this song. I hope you love it. Make sure to stop the video, and if you click on the description below, you will find the printable chord sheet that I have prepared for you, and it'll make a lot more sense as we go through it. All right, so let's jump into it. We have A, D, E, and then we have an F sharp minor. So just those 4 chords, and the rest I've kind of stripped out for you. So let's go through an A chord. If we look for this group of 3 black notes, the A is tucked in between there. Line up your 5 fingers and play the black note in the middle. So we're going to play A, C sharp, E. Okay? And I'm just moving these other fingers out of the way. If you notice, it's in the shape of a triangle. Okay? A, C sharp, E. And if you freeze that shape in your hand and move it up here to the D position, you could play these 3 notes, D, F sharp, A. That's the D chord. Okay? Let's move that shape up again, that same triangle shape, to the E position. And this is E, G sharp, B. And that's the E chord. Okay? So those 3 chords are the triangle shapes. So if that helps you remember just those triangles, kind of helps simplify it for me. All right, the only other chord we need to learn is F sharp minor. And I play it over here, and I'm going to play F sharp, A, C sharp. And if you kind of look at that chord, it's an upside down triangle. Okay? Black, white, black. And I usually use fingers 1, 2, 5, but you can use 1, 3, 5, whatever you feel comfortable doing. All right, so review. We just have A chord, D, E, and our F sharp minor that I'm going to probably play right here. All right. And let me just say, these are just like kind of like basic chords that you can play here if you want, or you can play up here. This is just kind of like a basic way to play it, and you can kind of have some flexibility in what feels good for you when you're chording. All right, so I'm going to try to find a position that this left hand can just camp out and not move the whole song. So I'm going to put pinky on A, line up my 5 fingers, and when we play the A chord over here, we're just going to play the A single note here. Okay, then D and E, just single notes here. So you're going to have some options. You can find a whole new position to put your hand if that doesn't feel good for you, but the F sharp minor, I'm probably just going to move and play this pinky over to here and then kind of go back into position. So F sharp minor to the F sharp note here. Okay? So do what you feel comfortable doing. All right, so let's talk about the rhythm that we're going to bring the 2 hands together doing. So this song is 4/4 time signature. Sorry, I got a head cold. So the song is going to be a 1-to-2 ratio, and it's going to look like this. Just kind of a simple way to play it. So together, right, together, right, together, right, together, right. It kind of just gets you a good foundation to get going. Okay, so you could practice that on any of the chords. So I'm going to sing through the chorus, and then you can see how it sounds when we add in some vocals, and then we'll talk a little bit about a few changes to that rhythm that you see in this song. Okay? In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails have torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. So you'll notice there's a few exceptions to my together, right, just really happy rhythm that doesn't move outside of this box, so to speak. There's a couple times that you have to go bum, bum, like quickly go from a chord to the next chord, and you don't have time to do this together right for it, okay? So let's talk about just some patterns. If you see any patterns in your music, it helps take out any overwhelm. This song doesn't seem to have any, actually. Sometimes you see lines 1 and 3 repeating 2 and 4, but it doesn't on this one. But it's a really fun one. So verse 1, 2, and 3 should be the same. So there's the pattern, is 3/4 of your song is just the same verse repeating chords. All right. So let's start out with that chorus, an A chord. In the eye of the storm, okay, main just goes main in control. See that? Let's repeat that line. In the eye of the storm,
You remain in control. In the middle of the E.
And I'm just going to open up my, I don't know what I'm going to do in my left hand. I get all over the place. Sometimes I suppose we'll play E there. Sorry. Yeah. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. Here's that quick chord. You alone are the anchor when my sails have F sharp minor. Okay. So I'm going to repeat that line. You alone are the anchor when my sails have torn. See how that quick chord? Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. So you'll notice on the chord sheet, I also try to be particular in writing the chord above the word or the syllable in which it changes. This one is just a little bit off rhythm. If you listen to the original, sometimes it's just a cappella more and it's not even much chords going on. But anyway, there's kind of like this quick beat to it. In the eye of the storm, there's some more pronouncing of different chords. So, all right, let's join into verse 1 there. Pinky on A is probably where I'm going to land on this song. When the solid ground is falling out from D underneath my feet, between the A, black skies and my red eyes, E, I can barely see when here's where I said you can hop into this F sharp minor here, or you're coming off of that E, you can go up here. I just don't care for that high sound in that particular area of the song, but there's a lot of flexibility for you, so do what you feel. Okay, when I realize I've been sold out by my D, friends and my family, A, I can feel the E, rain reminding A, me, in the eye of the storm. And then you go into that chorus again. Okay. So verse 1, 2, and 3 are the exact same. Maybe I'm going to go through that chorus just one more time slowly, because I think the verses typically just go that together, right rhythm. I think I'm finding that to just be pretty thorough. In the chorus, it might be your trickier part. So I'm going to go slower through that chorus one more time for you to walk through it with me. And you can also remove the left hand altogether and just play your right hand by yourself until you feel comfortable. Okay, so we're starting out with that A chord. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the E, war, you guard my soul. D, you alone are the A, anchor. When my E chord quickly here, sails are F sharp minor, torn. Your love so E rounds me in the eye of the storm. That quick going from eye of the storm. Sails are torn. Remain in control. I think the end of each of those lines is kind of like where you're going to do that quick chord to the next one. All right, I'm going to play it beginning to end so you can play along with me. If you goof up, just pick up where you can and keep going. All right, here you go. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. When the solid ground is falling out from underneath my feet, between the black skies and my red eyes, I can barely see. When I realize I've been sold out by my friends and my family, I can feel the rain surrounding me. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm.
When my hopes and dreams are far from me and I'm running out of faith, I see the future I picture slowly fade away. When the tears of pain and heartache are pouring down my face, I find my peace in Jesus' name. When the tests come in and the doctor says I've only got a few months left, it's like a bitter pill I'm swallowing, can barely take a breath. When addiction steals my baby girl and there's nothing I can do, my only hope is to trust in you. I trust you, Lord. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. When the storm is raging and my hope is gone, my flesh is failing, and you're still holding on. When my storm is raging and my hope is gone, when my flesh is failing, you're still holding on. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love surrounds me in the eye of the storm. In the eye of the storm, you remain in control. In the middle of the war, you guard my soul. You alone are the anchor when my sails are torn. Your love